One of the other things that I guess you've come out of this transaction with is a couple of additions to the board. You mentioned BGF sitting on there. You've also got non-exec chairman now, I think. I don't know if you've had many board meetings already, or how's that working? How would you kind of advise people go about, even outside of a transaction, bringing in additional advice and support?
So again, it's something everybody has to consider when taking external investment. From a BGF perspective, they have a non-executive director on the board from BGF who's there to help and support. And between BGF and Travcorp, we identified that a non-exec director from outside of travel who had a particular skill set and experience that would help us take the business forward was the way that we should go. And from our perspective, most travel businesses of our size or larger will have lots and lots of years of travel experience around the table, and therefore an additional non-exec with more travel experience is probably not going to move the dial in terms of bringing something new. So our view was, if we could bring somebody in who had walked the walk in that sort of digital marketing space, could add a lot of value to what we wanted to do going forward, because digital and marketing are clearly key things that are going to be very important to us going forward. So BGF operate a talent network where they introduce you to people that fit that bill. And then obviously our team interviewed people that we thought would be suitable, and BGF let us choose the non-exec that was going to be appropriate from a chemistry perspective. Obviously, it's always good to work with people that you get on with, and as important, if not more for us, somebody that had got experience and done stuff in certain markets that would be complementary to the strategy that we've got in our plan for the next 3 to 5 years. And we identified a guy called Andrew Botterill. Andrew's the former co-founder of a company called the Cotswold Company, which was an analog furniture company many years ago. He completely digitalized that business and exited that business a few years ago. He's also been the CEO of an online fashion brand called Long Tall Sally. So we felt he fitted, certainly in terms of experience and experiences, he certainly fitted what we were looking for. And then again, face to face and over the phone, just chatting through the way in which we want to run the business, because we still are the majority shareholders, and it's our plan that BGF have invested in. He was very much culturally a good fit for how we want to manage this going forwards.
And are you finding, is it a change to the way you have to work before, or actually are they more kind of advisors on the sidelines in effect, rather than anything you need to do differently?
So look, we're a couple of board meetings in, and it's just been really, really great. BGF have got a huge portfolio. They're one of the most active investors in the UK right now. And board meeting one, if you've got a problem or a challenge, then they will share that amongst their investee companies. And it's amazing how those networks can come together with sort of solutions that are helpful to your business. So no, from our perspective, not really anything differently. Our governance and reporting was pretty good anyway. Clearly, we've been through due diligence, which always highlights a few things that you might want to put right. I think in our case, they were relatively minor, and hopefully you guys will agree, because you did DD on their behalf. So nothing major from that perspective. But I think, again, doing due diligence in the middle of a pandemic, again, new experience for me, but actually threw up some really interesting opportunities, I think, that we can work on going forwards. And yeah, I think that the non-exec role is sometimes understated in terms of, is that interference, is that external, governance welcome? Our experience so far has been very much that that it's an addition to the team. And clearly there has to be slightly different governance when you take on investment. But from the get-go, really, we've just had a very, very positive experience. So it's been additional help, additional support. And whilst the investments obviously welcome, there's a number of other things that were as important to us as actually the physical cash investment.